welcome back to my channel. Today is one of the most exciting videos that I have filmed. So I am finally ready to share with you guys that I am pregnant. I am currently 7 weeks and 6 days. So I know it's still probably a little bit too early to share, as normally I think it's safe to share, they say at 12 weeks onwards, but anything that has taught me from my previous birth, if you want to know about my first birth story, I will link it down below. But if anything has taught me that nothing is safe, things can go wrong obviously at any stage, and I'm not trying to think negatively or say that in a negative way. I'm just, being realistic about that's just my personal opinion. And I just wanted to have at least like a blood test done and my first scan out of the way before I share it with you guys. So yesterday was our first scan and everything looks great. Baby is measuring well and exactly on time and all of that. So I just thought, okay, today's the day I'm ready to share with you guys the news. So this is our second baby, and so I plan on documenting my whole pregnancy. I may do one update like a week, or if there's nothing interesting to share that week, I might put a couple of weeks in together, or I may miss a week and then do it the following week, if that makes sense. But anything that is like a milestone or anything baby related, I will definitely do videos on and share with you guys. Like when we do plan on doing a gender reveal, as we did with my son Levi. So we found out with him at 19 weeks we had a gender reveal, so we want to do the same for this one. And yeah, I'll be sharing that with you guys and all the other things that are to come in this great journey. So stay tuned if you like pregnancy vlogs and baby related content and all things like that. Obviously I'll still be doing my other lifestyle and beauty content as well, that won't change. But yeah, so today's video I'm going to basically cover from when we found out to where I am today, like symptoms and all of that type of stuff. So we'll start at the beginning of how we found out. So we weren't trying, but we weren't not trying, if that makes sense. So like we wanted to try anyway for a baby. In a few months we were going to try, so we were happy when we did find out. So basically what made me take a test was, now there are going to be some TMI moments in this video, just so you're aware. What made me take a test was I was due my period in 4 days before I took the test. So I was due on a Saturday, which was actually Levi's second birthday, the 27th of February. And I think it was it was 3 days before I was due. It was the 24th of February. It was very early in the morning and Levi had woken up at 5 something, and so I went and laid in his bed with him. And for a couple of days previous to that, I kept feeling very, very, very sore in my boobs, especially like, the sensitive area. It was like even putting a blanket over, if it would rub against them, it would just be like, ouch. So that made me wonder something. And when I said that to my husband, he said, he was like, oh, you're getting your period anyway. And I said, yeah, but I normally never feel like this. But anyway, my husband was asleep in our room. I had gotten up to go and lay down with Levi, and then I did that. I put the blanket over myself and I felt that sensitiveness, that soreness, and I just thought, I wonder. So I put Levi back to sleep. I had one pregnancy test and I just thought, oh, it's early in the morning, I have to pee anyway, I may as well do it. And it was funny because our bedside drawer that the test was in, the drawer was jammed. It was like stuck in something that I couldn't figure it out. And when I was trying to get it out, it actually woke my husband up. And he was like, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I want to take a pregnancy test. And he goes, you're doing this right now? I said, yes, I have to pee and it's in the morning, so I'm doing it right now. And anyway, he finally got the test out for me, and he was trying to fix the drawer back up when I was doing the test. So I did the test. I really didn't think that it was going to be positive. Yes, my boobs are sore and stuff, but I didn't think anything because we weren't actually trying. And I remember when we were trying with Levi, it took us on the 3rd cycle that we got pregnant. So I thought, there's no way I can be pregnant. So anyway, I took it very casually did my thing, and I laid it down on the floor in front of me, and I just stood up to put my pants up, and I could see like the line. If you've taken pregnancy tests before, you know you can see that line going through where the weeds are going through the test, and instantly I saw that first line pop up. And before I could even do my pants back up, I went to the bedroom. I left the test sitting on the floor, and I said, "Babe, I'm pregnant." And he had the bedside drawer in his hand, and he goes, "What?" And he just put the drawer on the floor, and he came in and he goes, "Yep, there's no denying that." But we were so happy, and obviously we hugged and kissed, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we have another baby." Like, we were so happy, even though we hadn't planned it. We were going to anyway in a few months, but just that it happened so perfectly and timed really well, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful surprise, and we were so happy. So this was like half an hour after I put Levi back to sleep, so it was around close to 6 o'clock, and he was waking up again anyway. And so we went in there and we were like, "Honey, you're going to be a big brother." And he obviously had no idea. He was looking at us like, "Okay, good night." And so I took a picture of it, and I wanted to tell my parents right then. We did the same thing when we found out with Levi. And I know it was early in the morning, and they were obviously asleep. But I said to my husband, I was like, "No, I want to go and show them now." So we drove over there. They don't live very far from us, so we drove over there and woke them up and gave them the test. And Mum almost jumped out of bed, and my dad was so happy, and my sister was so happy, because just before that she kept telling me, "I really want you to be pregnant again," because we were looking at old pictures and videos and stuff. So it's just crazy how this worked out. Like, we are so happy, so excited, and just, yeah, really, really looking forward to doing this all over again. So that is how we found out, and now I'm going to share like my symptoms and how I've been feeling and things. So the first week I felt great, like nothing had changed, and my pregnancy with Levi was it was great. I had a little bit of nausea. The doctor gave me pills here and there. If I needed it, I would take it, and I did have a low iron and low vitamin D. So I was taking supplements for that, including my multivitamin. And so with Levi, I didn't feel like my boobs weren't sore like this. And so this time my nausea's definitely been worse. That's sort of why I've missed some videos here and there. It's just those days are really, really difficult. You just feel sick. And there was actually one day recently last week that my husband actually had to come back home from work, because even before he left, he goes, "Are you sure you're okay? Because you don't look good." He said, "You look really pale today." And it was just a bad day, and he ended up coming back home so he could, look after Levi properly. Not that I couldn't, but I just felt like it wasn't fair to him. Like, I was just laying on the couch, and he was sort of stumbling around playing with his toys, and he's been so good. Like, he understands. I say, like, "Oh, there's a baba in Mummy's belly," and now he thinks that everyone has a baby in their belly, because he lifts up his shirt and he goes, "Baba." So cute. Yeah, so that first week I felt great. No symptoms whatsoever other than extremely sore boobs, which only got worse up until a couple of days ago. It's somewhat manageable now. It became like when I would take my bra off, I would just have to hold them like this, because it was so painful, so tender. And that lasted, like I said, for about 4 weeks. It was really, really painful. And the nausea is still there. I have good days and bad days. Like, today's not too bad. I did have it this morning. I did have to take a pill for it along with my other pills. So I've still got low iron and low vitamin D. So I am taking pills every day for that, as well as my multivitamin. And then I can take an anti-nausea pill up to 3 times a day if I need it. So I did take it this morning. Like, other than the nausea and the sore boobs, I've had a little bit of fatigue as well. That started about week 5, I'd say, so a couple of weeks ago, where I would actually nap during the day, or sometimes even in the evening I would just want to lay on the couch. And that is not like me. I do not nap. I am not a lounge around type of person. I've always got something to do and I'm always full energy on the go. So it's not like me at all. So sometimes, like, because I normally film when Levi's asleep, like now, and like there was one time, I think last week, I didn't film anything because I was just, I wanted to sleep when he slept, and that is not like me. So that's been happening. The nausea, yes. And also I did have to get an ECG done and a INA, like a blood sugar test where they prick your finger, only because if you watch my previous birth story, I did have something traumatic happen after I gave birth where I had postpartum eclampsia. You can look that up and or watch the video, and I explain everything in it. So because of that, I'm obviously hyper alert about all my symptoms and how I'm feeling, and any little thing I will check with the doctor. And it's really great because I used to work at the doctor's practice that I am seeing, the doctor that I'm seeing right now, and my mum still works there, so they're like family to us, and I just feel comfortable asking, and obviously I don't take advantage of it and just call at any time, but it's definitely given me a lot of peace of mind. And so I explained to her that I felt sometimes, this was like a couple of weeks ago, so around week 5, between week 5 and week 6, I had like heaviness in my arms and legs, and that would lead to real hunger, like where I would start shaking, and it felt like my heart rate was going up. And I have a blood pressure machine at home because of what happened last time, and I would check my blood pressure in those moments and just in general, and it was always fine. And she recommended that I do an ECG and a blood sugar test just to rule everything out. So I did that last week, and both those came back really good. So I don't know what causes that. It's actually sort of fading away at the moment. I think it's mostly because of the nausea. I'm not eating as often as I should. Like, you should be having your 3 meals a day, but you should also try and snack here and there, whether even if it's a biscuit or cereal or oats or something like that, because you do, obviously, you're not only feeding yourself, you're feeding the baby as well. So I think that had a lot to do with it, because I'm getting better at it now. Like I normally get hungry around 3:30, 4 o'clock, so it's not yet, it's lunch is finished, but it's not dinner. So what I'll do is have a cup of tea with a couple of biscuits, and that gets me through a couple of hours till dinner. So those are just some things I've learned and picked up from what my body's telling me. So yeah, other than that, I've been feeling good. Yes, there are some days where there's a lot of fatigue and I don't want to do housework, I don't want to cook, I don't want to, I just want to laze around on the couch. So if I'm having one of those days, I may not be able to film, because I normally do Tuesday and Friday uploads. So if I miss any of those days, please forgive me. I'm obviously just having an off day, but the doctor did say that the symptoms clear away and you start feeling like you have more energy and more like yourself around 12 to 14 weeks, which is obviously the beginning of your second trimester. Yeah, I just thought I wanted to share it with you guys, and I want to share this whole journey with you, and I hope you will stick around and watch it. If you have any questions, if you want me to do a Q&A or certain type of videos, let me know in the comments down below, and I will also do bump shots obviously as we go. I can show you now, there's not much to see, but I do feel a bit more bloated this time. Like, oh, and I forgot another symptom. Remember how I kept saying my skin is horrible, my skin is horrible? Now this is the first week that it's been the best it has since I found out I was pregnant. So my hormones are obviously all over the place, and when I tell everybody, oh, my skin is worse, and I have more nausea and my boobs are more sore, and everyone's going, oh, it must be a girl, because it's so different to my pregnancy with Levi. So obviously time will tell, we will find out. I would love to have a girl, like one of each, but obviously if it's a boy, I'd still be happy and still love it all the same. Yesterday we did our ultrasound, our first ultrasound. So I was 7 weeks 5 days yesterday when we did that, and baby was measuring at 14 point something millimeters, which is a little bit bigger than Levi was. So Levi was 7 weeks 2 days at the first scan, and he was 11 millimeters. So this baby was 7 weeks 5 days and measuring at 14 point something millimeters. and the heart rate was 163. Levi's heart rate was 150, and there's this whole wives' tale about the heart rate, if it's faster it's a girl. So I don't know, all these little theories just keep swirling around in my mind, but I guess I'll find out when I'm halfway through my pregnancy at 19 weeks when we do our gender reveal. So yeah, I will go ahead and show you my little bump. You can probably see a bit better there, so it's just a little, it almost looks like I've eaten too much rice or pasta. It's that awkward phase where it's not really a bump, but it's all like, it's starting to feel a little bit hard down, like very lower down. So that is what it looks like. Obviously keep in mind I'm wearing pants as well, so it may look a little bit bigger than it actually is, but yeah, that is what we are looking like at the moment. So that is my pregnancy announcement video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future uploads as well. Very exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!